I'm Mike Sullivan, how to lower your scores by hitting more greens in regulation. So first thing, in order to hit more greens, we need to hit more fairways. And one of the ways we can do that is by opting away from using our driver and hitting a 3-wood or maybe even a hybrid off the tee. Okay, so we're in the fairway, great. Next is we've got to get this ball in the green. Do you know how far you actually hit your irons? We need to know. Some of the ways you can get a good handle on how far you actually are hitting your clubs is to, one, just real easy, document. When you're playing golf, try to figure out what your yardage is, hit your shot, and then make a notation whether you're long, short, or if you hit at the correct yardage. Another thing you can do is you can practice using a launch monitor. They're readily available now, as well as some really cool apps and other tools you can purchase that work with your smartphone on the golf course to help you know how far you hit every single shot. And those apps can actually give you a really nice average so you know for sure how far on average your ball goes with each club. To hit more greens in regulation and lower our score, first thing is we've got to hit more fairways, or we've got to have a clear shot to the green. We're gonna hit our 3-wood straighter than our driver. We're gonna hit our hybrid straighter than our 3-wood. So in a lot of cases, we really have to consider giving up some distance off the tee to have the ball in play. And I perfectly understand for people who may not be real long hitters that they just don't want to be left too far back. But in order to lower those scores, we just have to get off the tee and be in a situation where we can see, we don't have an obstacle between us and the green. So keep that in mind, and please, please try it. Go ahead, get comfortable and practice with your 3-wood, practice with your hybrid, and so that way you'll be able to do something with those clubs out on the golf course. Okay, now moving forward from a skills standpoint, one of the places where people really get into trouble is with solid contact. What happens is their club strikes the ground before it hits the ball. They hit fat shots, or they don't hit the ground at all. They kind of scull it. They hit thin shots. So we've got to hit the ball before we hit the turf. In order for that to happen, we need to develop a position on an impact where our hands can lead that club head. You'll notice that I have weight on my front foot and my hands are leading my club head. We need to make a practice swing and get our divot ahead of where that ball is going to be. So the first thing we're going to work on here is going to be the impact bag. I'm going to bring that bag over here, and I'm just going to get this ball out of the way. We've got a lot of other videos talking about this, so I put the impact bag right in my stance where my ball would be, set up with the club hovering in the air. And what I want to do is I just want to gently get that shaft striking the bag before the club face hits the bag. So little swings, and all I'm doing is turning my shoulders, turning my hips, and allowing myself to strike the bag by turning through as opposed to scooping it, hitting with my hands. When people first start hitting this impact bag, they're making contact more like this with their hands. We want our hands to be out of the swing. So we're going to go ahead and hit that bag shaft before the club face. Another drill we can do is the Punisher drill. This is another one. We can actually hit some balls with this, where we go ahead and this is great for chipping, by the way, too. We take a alignment stick and just hold it underneath the grip of our club here. This encourages an impact position, again, where the hands are going to lead the club head, divot gets ahead of the ball, so we can actually even hit little shots with this. Okay, if we scoop, we get punished. We get whacked in the side with this stick. So those are two great drills. These two drills really can help you get the feel for striking the ball before you hit the ground. That's going to help you have more consistent contact, more consistent distance, and you'll hit more greens in regulation. Then you can lower those scores. If you like this video, go ahead and give us a thumbs up for a like. And if you subscribe to our channel, you'll be notified by email each time that we produce a new instructional video. Things though that gets in our way with that is this whole attitude and this whole false, it is a